So this is a really interesting story, as they always are with 48 Hours. It's been more than a year since Rachael Del Tonto, a well-liked 33-year-old teacher from Aliquippa, Pennsylvania, was gunned down in the driveway of her parents' home. The city is right outside of Pittsburgh and has been hit really hard by the economy and rumors of corruption. Many now are blaming the lack of an arrest in this case on an underfunded and understaffed police department. 48 Hours' Erin Moriarty reports.
Just over a year ago, on Mother's Day 2018, 33-year-old Rachael Del Tonto was shot several times at close range just outside her home. Her father, Joe Del Tonto, was asleep by the side door when he heard the shots.
I miss her walking in that door. She was our life. She was our life.
Rachael's death is the 9th unsolved murder in the city of Aliquippa, Pennsylvania, although there appear to be plenty of avenues for police to investigate, starting with 21-year-old Sheldon Jeter, Rachael's mother, Lisa.
He was obsessed with her. He told me he's in love with her.
I'm Michael Santacola, and I represent Sheldon Jeter, person of interest in this particular case. I think it's fair to say that he's a suspect, but there is a cast of characters that all could be considered suspects. I would say her fiance is a possible suspect.
I'm Frank Atropa, ex-fiance of Rachael Del Tonto.
Why would people think you had to have been involved somehow?
Well, maybe just, we had a long relationship.
She told me a long time ago that her ex-fiance was going to kill her.
Frank, I'm going to ask you directly. Did you have anything to do with the death of Rachael Del Tonto?
Absolutely not.
Rachael told her parents that she was cooperating in an ongoing investigation by state police into alleged corruption in the Aliquippa Police Department and that she had received death threats.
She was afraid of the police, deathly afraid of police.
She said, they're following me, Ma. They're following me.
Joe Percival was assistant chief of police when Rachael was murdered. Do you think that anyone in the police department was involved in any way in Rachael's death?
You just never know. Aliquippa was a small community with New York problems.
Wow, that's a good line. 48 Hours correspondent Erin Moriarty is with us now with New York problems.
It is, and I think this story is really a cautionary tale about that you cannot prevent crime, you can't solve crime unless you have a functional police department. And that really plays a part in this story.
Right.
It's very unusual for, as you know, a 33-year-old teacher to have a lot of enemies. But a year later, she's shot down right in front of her parents' home, and the case is still unsolved. I mean, it's just...
So right at the tail end there was a suggestion that maybe the police may be involved. Like, we're not just talking sloppy investigating, we're talking something more sinister than that.
Well, the reason why people think that is that in the months before Rachael Del Tonto was killed, she had been talking to the state police that had been looking into allegations of corruption within the police department and the city of Aliquippa. And she had told her family that she was being followed by Aliquippa police officers and that she had received death threats saying you will not live to the end of 2018. So that's why people do believe that maybe it was a hit. On the other hand, and I've spoken to him several times, the county district attorney says, no, it's not what she knew, it's who she knew. This was a crime of passion. And he says, oh, this case is not cold. But on the other hand, as you and I both know, worked on these kind of cases, a year later, waiting on DNA, it does seem like there's some kind of holdup in this case. There may not be enough evidence to really arrest someone.
So when that gentleman in that piece there says New York problems, are there other murders that are unsolved in this small town?
This is the 9th unsolved.
You're kidding me.
No, and this is a town of 9,000. It used to have a lot more. It used to be 30,000. It used to be a town that had this high school, this amazing high school football program that produced players like Tony Dorsett and Mike Ditka, way beyond your remembering, but you know, these...
It was classic small town USA.
It really was, and now they can't even afford a full-time police department. And to just give you a sense of how many problems they have, so less than a month after she was killed, in the police department, there were 3 different police chiefs in a span of 1 week.
What?
Yeah, so it gives you an idea. And the 3rd police chief actually handed over the investigation to the county. And you and I both know how important it is, that investigation in the first couple of days, couple of
Completely.
weeks, and it was handed over to an entire different investigative
Wow.
unit. So it's problematic.
This is a complicated one. It sounds really good, though. Thank you so much, Erin.
Thanks so much.
So you can watch Erin Moriarty's 48 Hours report, What Happened to Rachael, Saturday night at 10, 9 Central, only on CBS.